All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Margaret, and I'm a current sophomore at Lake Forest College. And we're going to give you a little information today about res life and how to be like a good roommate and everything like that. And here with us, we have Alec Pittman, a current sophomore, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself.
Hi, Margaret. Thanks for having me. I'm a current sophomore. This is going to be my second year, this upcoming year with Res Life. So this last year, my sophomore year, is my first year of Res Life, and I was a resident assistant over in Moore Hall, third floor Moore Hall on South Campus. And definitely a very, very interesting job as a resident assistant. You see a lot, but we're here to make it helpful for everybody. So I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Awesome. Okay. So the first question we have is like, so how should you kind of approach living with someone? So you get your roommate and everything like that. Like, what are some good initial conversations you should have or ways to get into it?
Well, definitely the first thought that comes to mind is definitely you want a room with somebody you're comfortable with, right? Somebody that you're comfortable sharing a space with and comfortable sharing not necessarily your things with, but being in the same vicinity as and being able to sometimes share something or be able to just be in the same area with them. After that level of comfortability, you got to think about your schedules. You got to think about what kind of schedules each individual likes to run, right? Whether you like to have early mornings and late nights, what your roommate likes to do, and you want to find a good place of kind of compromise. So that way each of you is comfortable in the room and has kind of their own structure around the room. And the number one thing with a roommate is communication. It's communicating what you want in a roommate, what your expectations are, and what you would like to accomplish by rooming with that person. So definitely you want to look with somebody that you're comfortable with, somebody that you're friendly with, somebody you could see yourself doing daily activities with and living with, and then somebody that you can communicate with in case things do come up with.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's say you try all of that and you just are having troubles with your roommate. Like, how should you go about that?
Well, the first thing to do is to address the issue. You definitely want to talk to your roommate first. You want to let them know what's going on or what you think is going on, whether it be that they're taking your things, whether it be that you're feeling uncomfortable in the space. You just want to communicate that to them without making them feel bad, right? You don't want to point fingers at them because it's a mutual space, right? You have to live with them. And though conflict may arise, you want to be sure that you're solving that constructively together, right? It's not you against that person, it's you and the person against the problem. That's what we like to say, right? So the big thing with that is communicating the issue and then talking about some resources that either could solve the issue on your own or some things that you could do together, or who to reach out to in case that issue becomes larger.
Nice. Go for it. So let's say you try all that, the communication happens. When is the point where you should contact like your RA and Res Life?
Really, just keeping your RAs in the loop is just great. Res Life was really there to support you. We're not there to punish you. We're not there to kind of inflict any kind of punishment or any point fingers or anything like that. We're there to make sure that rooms and housing and the dorms are operating not only successfully but also effectively, so you can have the most enjoyment in your time at Lake Forest College, right? So us as resident assistants are there to help you 24/7, right? Definitely try not to knock at 2 in the morning, but in case that does happen, we're there for you, right? So the big thing with that is just letting resident assistants know what's going on and what you might need, but how you're feeling overall, right? So as long as a resident assistant knows what's going on, they can help talk to not only you, but also the other person as well, or other people, the other parties, such that they can be much more in the loop and analyzing the issue so that way they can provide any help that's necessary before things get to a point where it feels like there needs to be an actual change of room.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. So second of all, is Res Life pretty approachable? Like, is it easy to go through like the processes with Res Life?
In what sense? In that like going over like room changes or like applying for Res Life?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Like, kind of
Okay.
like, how do people get to be an RA? Like, why should we trust them? Like, stuff like that.
So the RAs definitely shady people. No. The RAs go through a lot of training. So they'll go through training in August, as well as there'll be multiple in sessions throughout the year. And there's another training in January that they go through to make sure that they not only are there to
be helpful and be friendly and be people on campus that can be leaders, but also people that can connect you to the resources that are important, right? So we go through a training of how to handle self-harm, how to handle mental issues, how to handle roommate conflicts. We go through many, many different scenarios and situations, so that way we know how best to help in our own capabilities, but also when to reach out to other people and provide resources that we know, right? So Res Life, though, like that sounds very scary and very much like it's part of the administration, right? It's very much just very relatable in that we're students too. We're just trying to go through the day and trying to be as helpful as possible in our dorm halls because we feel like that's something we'd like to do. So Res Life is very, very open. Over at Rosemary, they have a very, very friendly staff, always very able to talk. If you're interested in Res Life, always talk to an RA. And always feel the opportunity to just talk to Carl, the director of Residence Life, or any of the RDs who are on each of the campuses, north, south, and middle, about getting involved with Res Life. But overall, Res Life is a very, very friendly and very, very supportive group of people, as well as administration, right? So we're there to support you. We're not there to punish. We're not there to, as many people say, narc, right? We're there to be helpful. So if there's any questions at all about that, reach out to Carl Turnland at Residence Life or any of the RAs that are going to be around on campus this year.
Okay, so one last question before our time is up. Oh, it looks like you freeze. Okay, you're all good. So you're taking a shower, right? And you get out of the shower and you realize you don't have your towel or anything to get back. What should you do?
Okay, so the idea is that you got to the bathroom and you left your towel and you don't have any towel at all and you don't have anything else besides your clothes that you wore?
No, not even like, yes, you only really have like clothes, but are you, is like,
It's like, how did you get there in the first place?
well, sometimes you have your robe and not your towel, but I don't know. I've heard stories about people who don't have their robes or their towels or anything, so I don't really know how they got there, but like, what do you do?
Okay, the best thing to do is to definitely be patient, right? You don't want to you walk around the dorm halls naked. That's definitely not something that we really advise people to do, partly for public safety, but also partly for our own sake, right? So with that, I'd say that the big thing with that is just communicating and being patient, right? It's waiting in the stall or waiting in the shower, and then if somebody comes in, asking them to either go fetch the RA or knock on their room and try and get the towel. The best thing to do would be definitely to fetch the RA. We try to avoid having people go into other people's rooms when that person, the host, isn't there. So the best thing to do would definitely just be patient, wait, and then the RA should be around. And then just having somebody go knock on the RA's door, and they'll be able to either provide an extra towel or problem solve and get you your actual towel.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well,
Yeah.
have a great day and see you in the fall.
You too.